Welcome to Franchise Sports Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about the Julius Thomas trade. We're obviously not going to be as rallied up as we were for the DeMarcus Cousins segment. If you guys want to check that out, there's going to be a link in the description of that one. So yeah, we're just going to get straight into it. It's nothing serious to any team, so it's not going to get as vulgar in this one. But let's put it into a wrap. Zach, what are your thoughts on Julius Thomas?
Julius Thomas, what a decline out of the guy. I mean, shit. Damn, he was with Peyton Manning one year, scoring a shitload of touchdowns, top 3 tight end in the league. Oh my god. And then he goes to the Jaguars and is just so much worse. Now he's on the Dolphins. God bless him, please. And oh my god, Julius Thomas.
Brett, what are your thoughts?
Julius Thomas, he's nothing really fucking phenomenal, but the Dolphins, they did need a tight end, and they could help him out.
Julius Thomas, wow. You're in the Broncos, everything's good. You go to the fucking Jaguars. Wow, what a disgrace that franchise is turning out to be. And then you decline even further to the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are just bringing in all of these names that have been in the league for years. They're not even rebuilding. They're just trying to bring in all these veterans who really I don't even know what's up with that team right now. They gotta work out whatever they're doing. Julius Thomas, he's I don't know, maybe the 15th best. He's no fucking Rob Gronkowski. Fantasy wise, I wouldn't take the guy. Maybe as a backup, but I wouldn't start him any week and expect the guy to put up. I mean, he's going to be so touchdown dependent if you start the guy in fantasy. Where do you guys see him as a fantasy perspective?
I don't even think he might not even get drafted just because there's all these other tight ends. I mean, he's not really anything really special. As you said, he's been the NFL for quite a while now. Switching back from freaking Broncos to the Jaguars, now to the Dolphins. He's gonna fucking eventually probably go to the freaking Jets one day. Holy shit, he's just freaking going to these scrubby teams. And on fantasy-wise, he's definitely not gonna be a starter. Maybe a backup just in case your starter gets injured.
Zach, do you tap on Julius in fantasy?
Maybe in a 12-team league, and I'm the last person to pick a tight end, I might go for him. But otherwise, yeah, I think he's definitely a backup, and he's an okay backup. He's a decent backup in a fantasy league, and he should get some touchdowns and some yards during the year. So, I think he's a pretty decent backup.
Myself, going back to drafting Julius Thomas for fantasy, unless I'm more fucking drunk than Michael Floyd, I don't think I even click his button to check out his stats in previous years. I don't want anything to do with that guy. And I mean, tight ends in fantasy it only means anything if you're getting like a Gronkowski, Olsen, a Delaney Walker. Those are the big names. Other than that, you're not looking for much out of a tight end. Julius Thomas, what do you guys give this trade from like an A to a C? How do you grade this one?
I'll probably give it from an A to a C. I'll probably give it in the middle, a B, just because he's not really anything special, but the Dolphins didn't really have a key tight end, and he can be that key tight end. They didn't really give up anything, just a late draft pick. And you can't really get anything special off a late draft pick, except for maybe third string backup.
Zach, A being the best, C being the worst. How do you grade this trade?
I would also grade it probably like a B- around there, just because they added an okay player in Julius Thomas, so it'll help out their offense a little bit, but it won't improve it drastically. So I think I'd give it a B-.
Maybe a really late B. I'd give it because once again, I think Julius Thomas is just a piece of shit. I don't think he's anything special, but then again, you got a tight end, you got another weapon, so I can't give it a C. I can't go that low. The Dolphins trying to make moves. So Julius Thomas, great player on the run. And now we're going to be talking about some other moves that you'd like to see happen in the NFL right now. Do you guys see any team getting anyone big in the offseason? A lot of names going out there. Do you guys think anyone's going to move that's going to be a big deal or no?
I don't think there's going to be a lot of big deals. I know some big names were Le'Veon Bell. Obviously, he's going to re-sign. Kirk Cousins might get franchise tagged. So I don't think there's going to be any big moves during this offseason.
Bray, any big moves out of you?
Nah, I don't think that there's going to be any big moves during the offseason. As Zach said, Le'Veon Bell, he's definitely going to re-sign the Steelers. Had a phenomenal season, making it to the conference championship. Kirk Cousins, I don't really see. I mean, he might end up switching to a team who really needs a quarterback. Like, maybe the Jaguars can try to trade for him, or even the Dolphins to try to get someone maybe to pass to Julius Thomas.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything special. I think a lot of people will resign. We're going to be doing a podcast on that later on our cut, trade, or franchise tag. That's going to be coming up later in the week, maybe. Back to the Julius Thomas, though, because that's what this is about. Who sucks more cock, Ryan Tannehill or Blake Bortles, Zach? Who do you think?
I'm going to say over the past year, Blake Bortles sucks more big, black, juicy cock just because his decision-making is fucking terrible. I mean, seriously. Holy shit, he does not know how to throw a fucking ball.
I don't know. I had Blake Bortles for fantasy 2 seasons ago, and I had Tannehill this season, or last season, I don't know how you want to call it. They both suck dick. Luckily, they were my backups. If I had to pick who sucks more dick, I'd probably have to. It's such a tight one. I'd probably have to give it to Blake Bortles. You win sucking more cock this time because you didn't prove anything to me yet. The only reason I'm giving it to you is because Tannehill's been in the league for a longer period of time, so he's used to sucking dick. You came in here out of Central Florida. We're all expecting you to be the franchise, the face of this Jaguar team, and you just weren't. You weren't what we expected you to be. You throw interceptions like there's no fucking tomorrow. You throw pick sixes even more somehow. You throw every time I blink when I'm watching a Jaguar game. You throw a fucking pick six somehow. I don't understand it. Like he's not open. Just don't throw the ball to him. You try and force it into Allen Robinson, and it's a catch that no one in the league can make. I don't know what you throw sometimes. It's just terrible. And that team got no running back, so all they rely on right now is Blake Bortles, and it's just god awful. So Blake Bortles, you suck more dick to me. Bray, who sucks more dick?
Blake Bortles definitely sucks more cock, just because Tannehill has more experience. Blake Bortles' decision making, as Zach said, does suck some big fucking cock, and Tannehill does have more fucking experience. So that's why I'm gonna say Blake Bortles does suck more cock.
Okay, and now to wrap up this episode of this Julius Thomas, not a huge trade, but it went down. It's something. Zach, who are you going to shout out this episode?
I think I'm going to shout out... I guess I'll shout out I'll shout out Tannehill on this episode, just getting a new weapon out of Julius Thomas. Hopefully he will improve this year and maybe go into the top 10 for QBs, maybe like number 10 if he has a good year. I mean, everyone's just waiting for him to break out already, and we haven't been seeing anything out of the guy. So hopefully now with Julius Thomas as his tight end, maybe he'll improve. I don't know.
You were the only guy in this fucking studio who would ever shout out Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, what the fuck? You basically shouted him out for sucking cock and hoping that he'll fucking get better.
Oh my god. Bray, who are you going to shout out? Hopefully it's a little better than that one.
Shout out Julian Edelman, that freaking spectacular fucking catch to basically freaking send it to OT and freaking win that game.
Okay, Bray, get your hand out of your pants. It was a good catch. We get it. I'm going to have to shout out a running back in the NFL who's been putting up some good numbers in disguise lately. And if he was starting on his team, I think he could be a breakaway back. and that is Zach's man from Alabama, Derrick Henry. He is a big back. He is powerful. He's everything you want out of a back, but he doesn't get the playing time that he deserves because DeMarco Murray's been unstoppable lately, and it's just, I don't know. I just wish that Derrick Henry got drafted to a team that could have used him a little more, because I think he'd be exciting to watch, and he could fill AP's footsteps. He's so strong. He runs like, he's just incredible. Derrick Henry, you get my shout out. Great job out of you. That's going to be a wrap for this podcast on Julius Thomas, the trade. You could check us out on Instagram at Franchise Sports Podcast. This is, of course, our podcast one, no shit. And at Franchise Sports, you could check out our edits. We post a lot of other videos. We post some edit tutorials. We post some videos that could just help you, and some fucking cool videos. Overall, great video. I don't know. Subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you can see when they come out. Like, and you could comment other videos you want us to do. And we'll see you guys next time.